Welcome in. We are here for another episode of SSD Mythbusters. My name's Jeremy Worley, and I am here with our attorney, Josh Worley. He is our attorney expert in all things Social Security disability law. And so what we do here is every week we tackle a myth about something in the world of Social Security disability law. And so we're going to do it again today, Josh. So I've got a question that comes up a lot, and that is, our myth is, when you file for Social Security disability benefits, do you lose your retirement?
So this is really easy. When you are on Social Security disability benefits, sometimes people wonder, should I mess with filing for Social Security disability? How does that coincide with Social Security retirement? The bottom line is that when you are on Social Security disability benefits, you will continue to get those Social Security disability benefits until you reach your full retirement age with Social Security. For most people now, that's probably 66 or 67 years old. So if they have been approved for disability, then they will continue to get that disability benefit all the way up until they reach their full retirement age. And then when they reach their full retirement age, that benefit, that disability benefit, will change over to being a retirement benefit at that point. For most people, and I believe this is the case for everyone, that benefit is generally the same amount of dollars. So it's if you're not watching carefully, you might not even realize that it's been converted over to being a retirement benefit. So it does not, filing for disability does not keep you from getting retirement. It just is more kind of the exact, what it's actually labeled as disability benefit before you reach your full retirement age. And then at retirement age, it changes over.
Okay. So really there's no impact. Basically, it's just a terminology back in. The language has changed as to what you may technically be receiving.
Right.
But for most people, they care about the dollars.
Yeah.
The dollars don't change.
That's exactly right.
And they don't need to put off filing or holding off because they're worried it's going to somehow affect their retirement.
They should not at all. Nope, absolutely. And in fact, what Social Security disability ends up being a lot of times for people that are kind of in the retirement age, so in their 60 or 61, sometimes the question is, should I just wait and collect Social Security retirement at 62, just not mess with the disability and then file for retirement at 62? The answer to that is, if you have some kind of health issue that's keeping you from being able to work and you are 60 years old or 61 years old, you should absolutely apply for Social Security disability, because your disability amount is a lot higher than what your retirement amount would be at 62. So that disability amount is what your retirement would be if you waited to 66 or 67 years old. And so there's a big difference between those benefits. So disability is much higher, and so there's lots of reasons to go the disability route rather than just waiting around and doing the early retirement.
That is interesting. So if someone's trying to figure this out and they're in that 60 to 61 range, the benefit is, or what you would say is, go ahead and file, because the benefit of getting approved or getting on Social Security disability is going to be higher than trying to collect early retirement.
Exactly. And in essence, what disability ends up being at that point is just a early retirement benefit.
Okay.
But it's a full retirement benefit at that point.
Okay. And this probably veers off, not maybe on topic, but do courts or the judges, when they're trying to consider someone's application, and let's say they are 61, do they factor that into, okay, maybe I'm more reluctant to give them that because in a year they could file for early retirement, they're closer to that? Or
no,
does it factor in at all?
Does not factor into it at all. And in fact, someone that's 60 or 61, when a judge is making a determination on whether someone is disabled or not, they take into consideration your age, your education, your work experience. So it's much easier for someone that's 61 years old to get approved versus someone that is 45 or 50 years old. So that age is not that is not a negative factor, and in fact, it's a positive factor.
Okay, good. All right, I think that answered the questions that I have. So our takeaway here is the retirement doesn't have to be a factor. You're not going to get less. It's not going to negatively impact you if you're getting retirement benefits and you do apply. And in fact, as Josh has clarified for us, there are some benefits to if you're considering and you're in that 60 to 61 range. There's a benefit to actually going, applying, and getting disability benefits as opposed to maybe holding off and trying to take early retirement at maybe 62. Mm-hmm. So great information. Thanks, Josh, as usual. Hopefully you have found this to be helpful. We got lots of information on our website. It's at idlawcenter.com. We are the Injury and Disability Law Center. Through our law firm, Josh helps clients all over the country. He has a nationwide practice. So wherever you are, if you have questions, let us know. You're welcome to reach out to us if we can help you. Till next time, thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you again.